Hi, I'm Phyllis and my website is southernfrugal.com. Tonight we're going to fix some chicken for the dogs, and I'm going to divide this up into multiple meals for them, plus it's going to make 4 servings for me and Mr. Bucky. So what I'm going to do is cook it in the Instant Pot. Turn it around. So what I've got are 12 large chicken legs. Y'all see that that's about 4.22 pounds and 4.22 pounds, and there are 12 legs here. And so what I'm going to do is put it in the Instant Pot. Let me turn it down so you can see. I'm going to put it in the Instant Pot. Now I do not wash my chicken, and the reason I don't is because that kind of spreads germs around, because you know it's going to splatter. And so knowing that it's going in the pressure cooker at a very high temperature under pressure, and any bacteria that would be there will be killed. Alright, so I've got my Instant Pot on, and I'm going to add 2 cups of water to the Instant Pot. And I'm doing that for a reason, because I want to have that liquid. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken legs in. There are 12 of them here. And I've got my little grate in there in the Instant Pot. Now what this does when you do the legs, rather than the thighs, you get a lot more of the, I guess it's bone broth, or a lot more gelatin really. And I did try this using that gelatin. It really did not work for me like the regular Jell-O does, but anyway, I'm sure it's still good for you. So I can go ahead and fit all of the 12 chicken legs right in the Instant Pot, or you could certainly fix these in a regular pressure cooker. Alright, let me move y'all closer. There, right there. Alright, so I've got 2 cups of water in there, and I've got my lid, and I'm just making sure that my seal is in there properly and all pushed down right. And I'm going to turn my pressure at the top back all the way to close it off. In other words, I don't have it on vent, I have it on the very back. Alright, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to hit poultry, and I'm going to up it to 40 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot. Just let it go on up to 40. Oops. Alright, so we got it at 40 minutes. Now what that's going to do is just kind of pulverize that chicken really. And a lot of the good stuff that's in the bones is going to come out, and also in the cartilage and everything like that. Now, once you do the chicken legs, you have to be real careful to do with the bones. And so anyway, we'll be back after 40 minutes, plus we'll need about an hour for it to cool, maybe a little less. But as soon as it gets done, I go ahead and take the chicken legs out and lay them out, you know, in a pan so they'll cool quicker. Alright, we'll be back in about, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half. We'll be back. Alright, we are back, and it's been 40 minutes plus about another 20 minutes. And we're going to take the lid off this. And we're going to take these chicken legs out and place them on this little pan in order to cool. I'm going to see if I can't lift that out. Hold on a minute. This has never worked in the past, but I'm going to see if I can make it work this time. Very good. All right, that's never happened before, okay? I always have to pick them out. But anyway, this time it worked. All right, so we're going to separate these out and let them cool. And then we're going to pick off the bone, all of the meat. See how it cooks? It's really cooked off the bone. And let me talk to you a little minute and talk to you about this. All right, so I was watching a little video by Laura Vitale. I think it's Laura's Kitchen. I don't know, it's been a year or two ago. And she mentioned that she liked the chicken thighs better than the white meat. She thought they had more taste. And I thought, oh, that can't be, because I've only ever liked white meat. I never ever liked any dark meat. Like I don't like turkey dark meat, none of that. But I decided there's one little section on the leg that tastes really good to me. And so what I had started doing when I do cook these chicken legs for the dogs, I also take off that little section, and we have chicken and dumplings or chicken and rice or something to do with chicken, and I really like it. But I don't like the rest of the meat. But there's that one little section that's light. Anyway, after these cool, I'm going to pick them off the bone, and there's a caution you need to take when you're planning to feed these, some of the chicken legs to your dog. Of course, dogs can't have chicken bones, especially not cooked chicken bones, or really any kind of bones. We'll be back when these cool and we'll talk again. Alright, we are back, and the chicken legs have cooled enough now. I'm also going to dump out the broth. And this has nothing in it. There's no salt, nothing. Just some water that I cooked the chicken in. Now, see the bones that cooked out? Those are those little bones that are on the joint, and sometimes they're not cutting it right in the joint when they're cutting it, and you get that little bone, so you have to be careful about that too. Alright, so now we are going to separate this, and I'll show you the little bone I was talking about. Now, when we were in the 10th grade, our home ec teacher took us down to our local grocery store, and the butcher there, that was back in the day when all grocery stores had their own butcher, and showed us that he always took this little bone out. I'm going to show you. Y'all know what I'm talking about, I know. It's that little bone right there. Can y'all see that? Yeah. It's very, very sharp on the end, and it can really choke in a dog if they get a hold of it. The other thing is there's also a bone on the end here. Now, when that butcher was showing us girls how to cut up a chicken, he said make sure you're right in the middle of the joint. That way you won't have that bone like that. So I take out this bone. Let's see, you can see it better right there. See how sharp it is on the end? And the joint on that cartilage there is also too hard. Now it would probably get soft, but you'd have to cook it a lot longer. Alright, so then that just leaves us with the meat, and there's the regular bone. Now I also feel around, that's why I just use my fingers to feel around. There's another little bone right there. So I want to make sure all that is out. So the next thing I'll do is go ahead and put what's going to be for the dogs in another bowl. And I'm sorry, but my hands are all greasy and I got to get another bowl. Hold on. Alright, so we got a bowl for the chicken broth, and a bowl. Here we go. Let's see. Got a bowl for the chicken broth right here. And by the way, that will get some more sediment on the bottom, and I just usually drain that off, the top part of it, and leave that sediment in there. So I'm going to put the meat in here for the dogs, and the meat that I'm going to keep for us, I'm going to put in this bowl. So, what I was telling y'all a while ago, with these thighs, let me see, I keep not being in the camera. There, these thighs, that little lighter part on the top, right there, I keep for us. And there's another little light section over here. I get all that dark meat out. Can you see the difference? There's the light meat. So that goes in that bowl. And then the dogs get the rest of this, but I still feel in it, make sure there are no bones. Alright, so there's some more light meat. Alright, let's do one more. Alright, let's do this one right here. Alright, so I take the skin off. Now I do put some of the skin in the dish for the dogs. Now see that light section there? I just peel that off. Put that in the bowl. There's another little light section. I just think it's really good. I actually was shocked to find out. See, now that's dark there. To find out that I liked it, because I have never ever liked it before. Alright, there's another little light piece right there. See it? And then the rest of this are going to go in the bowl for the dogs. Now I do not use any of this down here either. Alright, there's that bone right there. Yeah, I remember the butcher telling us that, of course back then a lot of people cut up their own chicken, and he said if you can, to take it out when you're cutting up your chicken. That way you don't have to worry that some little kid's going to get a hold of it. So then I just feel on the end to make sure that none of those little bones from the joint are in there. So that's the dogs. Alright, let's do one more. We'll take that skin off. Alright, now see that light piece just fell off. Alright, so that goes, I put the skin in the wrong bowl. There's the other light piece right there. That goes in our bowl. Another one. And this one's light, sort of light. So that's going to go in ours. Now the rest of this, see there the knuckle came off. And I always keep up and make sure I got that bone out. Now what I'm going to do with the stuff that's for the dogs, I also take that cartilage out. There's another little bone right there. Alright, so that goes in dog's bowl there. And here's what we got for our bowl. Alright, I'm going to finish doing the rest of these, and we'll be back and I'll show you how I freeze it. Alright, so now I've finished picking it all off the bone and making sure there are no little small bones in there. This is the dog's. This is ours for making chicken and dumplings or chicken and rice. And then we've got the chicken broth there, which is still warm. So the next thing I do is go ahead and start cutting up the dog's chicken by just using scissors and getting it in smaller pieces. And of course I'm very, very sure there are no bones of any kind in here. So I'm going to finish cutting this up, and then we're going to put it down in this little muffin tin for freezing. I'll add a little broth to it, and once it's frozen solid, I take it out and put it in a gallon freezer bag. Alright, so we'll be back. Let me get through cutting this up. Alright, we got all the dog's chicken I cut it up with the scissors in the bowl and divided it among 12 of these little muffin tin cups. And so what I'm going to do now is put some of the broth in there. And so I'll freeze this. Now when I get ready to take them out after they're frozen solid, all you have to do is just sit them down in a sink of hot water for like 30 seconds, no, not even 30 seconds, more like 15 seconds, and they will, you can turn them around and they come right out. So I'm just putting a tablespoon or so of the broth in there. Now when I get ready to give this to the dogs, what I do is mix it with their dry food, and the first thing I do is put water in their dry food and kind of get it soft, and then mix the chicken with it. And for their evening meal, they eat regular Purina dog food in the can. Yeah, all right, so there's the broth. Now, with the broth, again, I will wait and let it settle. Now, this will actually gel just like Jell-O. And then you can take it out of the bowl and just kind of scrape off the bottom part will be that sediment. And when we get ready to have, like, for instance, chicken and dumplings, what I do with this is just put it in the pot and cook it with some celery for about 20 or 30 minutes till that celery gets soft. Then I cut the celery up in little bitty pieces. But this works great, y'all. It really does. So this works out to be, I actually worked it out. If you count that the dumplings, and if I made dumplings out of all of this, that would be 4 servings for us, 12 servings for the dogs. So that works out to be about 35 cents or less per serving. So I think that worked out pretty good. Now the other thing I do for the dogs, I also will cook a hamburger. Now I do get the kind that's got fat in it for them, especially to do with Sonny, because being a puppy, he needs that fat. And so I do it the exact same way, only I just boil the hamburger and then just divide it out. So they get this in the morning and then just canned Purina food at night. All right, y'all, that's all I got on this. I wanted to show y'all how we do this, and it really works out really well, and I do like the lighter meat on the chicken leg, yeah. So anyway, my mother would be proud, okay, because we only had white meat growing up, because none of us liked any of the dark meat. So they didn't even, Mom and Daddy didn't even buy the whole chicken. They just bought chicken breasts, because none of us would eat the dark meat. Anyway, so we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.